Hi guys, you're welcome to another part of this course, Financial Accounting Made Easy. My name still remains Sanyaolu Oluwafemi Akintunde, and in this part of the course, we are going to be looking at source documents. Source documents. Now let's go through the learning objective of the course. Now at the end of this course, the students are expected to have a working knowledge of one, the definition of source document. What is the definition of a source document? Then the contents of a source document or contents of source documents. Also, you're expected to know the importance of source documents. And lastly, you are going to have a working knowledge of examples of source documents. Now, the course is outlined in that same format. You're expected to know the definition. We are going to be going through the definition of source documents, the contents of source documents, the importance of source documents, and lastly, the examples of source documents. I did not put the remaining part of it. We are going to have assignments that you can work on at the end of this particular course. Now, source documents. So let's jump right into it. Now, source document definition. Source document is defined as any document confirming the occurrence of a financial transaction between two or more parties. Now, any document that confirms the occurrence of a transaction, that shows evidence of a transaction between two or more parties, that shows evidence of an exchange. A written document that shows evidence of an exchange between two or more parties as a result of engaging in business transaction is what we refer to as what? Source documents. So for example, you go to a store to purchase provisions or groceries. At the end of your purchase, you'll be given a receipt. That receipt shows as evidence. It shows evidence that a transaction has occurred between you, that a transaction has occurred between you and the store. So a source document is a written document that provides evidence that a transaction, a financial transaction, has taken place between two or more parties. So I want to believe that we understand what a source document is. Then let us look at the contents. Let's look at the contents of a source document. Now, a typical source document would have the following contents. Now, the first thing we have there is the date of the transaction. So a typical source document will have the date of the transaction. So if you look at an example of the source document on the right hand side, which happens to be a check. Now, let's look at this check. The date on the check is 22nd of January 2006. That is when the check was issued out. That is the date in which the check was issued out, on the 22nd of January 2006. Now, the check will also have a brief description of the transaction. So this is a transaction that has taken place between Wikimedia Foundation and First Bank. Now, First Bank is the issuing bank. Is the bank on whose check, on whose owner, or the person that owns the account has an account with what? First Bank. But the check here now is being issued to Wikimedia Foundation. Now, Wikimedia Foundation is the beneficiary of this check. Now, the name of the beneficiary is Wikimedia Foundation. The name of the issuing bank is First Bank of Wiki. First Bank of Wiki. The account name of the holder is John James. You can see the account name there. Okay, it's John Jones. Mr. John Jones. That's the name of the account holder. Then, what is the amount in words? You can see the amount in word is £100 only, while the amount in figure is £100. Then we can see the signature of the owner of the account, or the approving officer, or the authorization officer in respect to this particular check. So in this particular case, it is John Jones that is the name that is written in terms of the signature of the account. So all these are content of a source document. So if you look at other checks, you may find similarities in everything that we've just discussed now. Now let us consider the importance of source documents. Now, what is the importance of source documents? What is the importance of source documents? Now, the first one is that it shows proof or evidence of a transaction. It shows proof or evidence of a transaction. So I just told you about a receipt. If you go to the bank to obtain a receipt, if you go to a store and you obtain a receipt, you have been given an evidence of a transaction. It also can be used for audit purpose. Now, we are familiar with the three color teller that we are given at the bank. So if you go to the bank and you want to fill a deposit slip, we have the pink copy, you have the white copy, and the blue copy. I don't know if you still have your tellers in that format. Now, the white copy will be taken by the teller that has just authorized the transaction. The pink copy goes into a box that is always stationed in the banking hall, while the last one, which is the blue copy, would be given to the customer on his way out of the bank. Now, that copy that is given to the customer will be taken away by the customer. The pink copy that goes into the box in the banking hall, that box is always locked up. That pink copy will be accessed by the auditor of the bank, where there is need for what? Reconciliation. So it can also be used for audit purpose. Now, number 3, it is used to record information into the books of original entry. Now, if you look at the other part of the course where we discuss books of original entry, and let me just take our minds back to books of original entry. Now, don't forget, books of original entries are books in which financial transactions are first entered before they are now sent into their various ledgers. So it provides a source for which to enter transactions into the books of original entry. Then lastly, it can serve as a source of information. You can always make reference to source documents where there is need to make reference to a source document. Examples of source documents. So we'll be talking about in my conversations, I'm sure you must have listened to a couple of my examples using receipts, checks. So those are examples of source document. Now, for the purpose of this course, we're going to look at some source documents, some examples of source documents. So the first one we are going to be looking at here is the check. Now, a check is a negotiable instrument used to withdraw money from a current account in a bank. Of course, a check will be given to the beneficiary to take to the bank in order to be able to withdraw money from the bank. So that is the essence of the check. So the current account holder may take the check himself to the bank to try to withdraw from his account, or may give a check to a beneficiary for him to be able to take it to the bank and get paid, or can even pay the check into his own private account. The next one is the bank teller. Now, the bank teller is a document that is given to a customer in order for the customer to be able to pay money into his account. It could be a savings account, it could also be a current account, depending on the type of account he wants to pay into. But the bank teller is usually situated in the banking hall, and it is used by a customer in order to pay money into his account. Then number 3, we have the receipt. A receipt shows evidence of a financial transaction between 2 or more persons. So I've given you an example. You go to Walmart, you go to a store, you go to ShopRite, and you buy groceries or you buy provisions, and at the end of the day you'll be issued out a piece of paper that shows information on everything that you've bought and the amount you paid for that particular product, or for those group of products that you've purchased. Number 4, we have the invoice. Now, the invoice is a document that shows transfer of goods and or provision of service for which payment is yet to be made. So the invoice serves as a document where the purchaser or the organization imputes the amount for which they want to sell a product or provide a service, and for which the buyer will determine whether or not he wants to make the purchase, or whether or not he wants to uh, pay for those goods or services that are being rendered by the organization. Then number 5, we then have the withdrawal slip. Now the withdrawal slip is always situated also in the banking, or sometimes it is given to customers in order to enable them withdraw money from the account. So if you want to draw money from your account, you can use that using the withdrawal slip. Now don't forget, there's a difference between the check and the withdrawal slip. The check can be used to withdraw money from a current account, but the withdrawal slip is strictly to withdraw money from a savings account. That's the difference between a check and a withdrawal slip. With the check, it is used to withdraw money from a current account, but the withdrawal slip is used to withdraw money from the savings account. So we have come to the end of the class. It's a very brief class, very short. The first assignment I have for you to be submitted is you have to outline 4 importance of source documents. Outline 4 importance of source documents. The second one is to list and explain 4 source documents and their uses. List and explain 4 source documents. It will be nice if in listing and explaining the source documents, you don't give me exactly what I've given you in the course, so you can research on other source documents that may not be in the course. Then lastly, the following are examples of source document except. So the following are examples of source documents except which one of these is not a source document. So that will be your assignment at the end of the day. So just like I normally do, this is my WAEC results, just to try to inspire you. Nothing is difficult. Failure is the ability to start again more intelligently. I had F9 in WAEC, but however, I'm here and I'm teaching, and I think I've gained a lot of experience from that, my failure. So don't let that stop you from trying to get to your next level. Like I said, failure is the ability to start again more intelligently. Your mindset is very, very important as you go through in life. Mindset is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary people. So if you want to be an extraordinary person, you must have a very strong willpower. You must have a very strong mindset. And the truth is, numbers don't lie. If you study for 30 minutes every day and somebody else studies for 3 hours every day, the difference will show. So until I come your way again next time, I hope that I've been able to explain a few of these concepts and you have learned a lot from it. For my assignments, you can forward it to my WhatsApp, that number there, or you can send it to my email. Of course, I'm going to mark it and send you a review of I'll send you a review of your marks and see where you can improve. So I look forward to hearing from you. And for those on YouTube, if you are here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, in order for you to get more accounting details, more accounting solutions, just click on subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my subsequent classes. Thank you very much. Sanyaolu Oluwafemi here, Akintunde. Thank you very much, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.